Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be starting a brand new campaign with Lord Skrolk of the Skaven. So special thanks to Black Falcon for sponsoring this. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. I'm happy to set that up for you. Get that last slide on there. There we go. It's just $3 an episode, minimum 10 episodes, and we have dozens and dozens of other Warhammer 2 campaigns, legendary, on the channel, and we're going to be doing a ton of content for Warhammer 3 as well, including a bunch of preview videos as soon as I get access to some of that content, and then lots and lots of campaigns, guides, possibly even streams on Twitch. Stay tuned for that, for the time on that. Lots and lots of coverage on that, so be sure to check that out. And if you do want to talk about Warhammer 2 or Warhammer 3, you can stop by the streams right now that I do for League of Legends from about 11:30 p.m. until about 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every night. It's very chill, friendly community, and like I said, right now I'm just playing League on it, but I'm happy to talk about whatever you want with Warhammer, whether it's upcoming units or you just want some advice on something with a campaign or whatever you want to talk about. I'm happy to talk about it. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. So I will preface by saying this campaign is extremely difficult, I think, and it was a lot harder than I remembered it being. I've practiced it a few different times, trying some different openers, so I can bring you some good content. But a couple of things that have made this more hard is the enemies that they've put in there. So they added Itza as a faction, and that faction tends to get a lot of Saurus early on and has a very good duelist lord, which really outclasses a lot of your early game infantry, so that's really challenging. And then you also have the Dark Elf guy. I can't remember his name, but he specializes in the Corsair infantry, which is also really good, right? Has tons of armor. Rory, you can go in the other room if you don't like Daddy talking, okay? Daddy's recording a video. So that makes it a lot harder than it used to be, because beforehand you just had to beat up on other Skaven, or other like minor lizardmen factions in the early game. But you do have a stronger plague now, so chance of spreading a plague plus 100%. Plagues nurture your army. You get all kinds of bonuses over here. So all of that's good. So they are a stronger faction than they were on release, but everyone else also got a lot stronger too. So legendary, very hard legendary. Let's go ahead and get in there. We'll talk more about it. But I just want to preface by saying this is not for the faint of heart. This is, I think, probably the most difficult Skaven lord to work with, because he's such a bad lord in the early game too. Like, he does have some pretty good scaling later on with some of his skills, but he's really bad in combat, and he doesn't have a lot of great spells to start with. So when you're against other duelist lords, other lords that are really good in combat, then that's problematic. Early on, if you don't have good spells and you can't fight, you're going to have some issues. And really their, marquee mechanic, the plague stuff, is hard to really spread until you get to tier 3 also. So it's a very powerful mechanic, but you got to survive to get there. So it's a really tough starting position. Probably not quite as hard as someone like Skarsnik, but I think it's in the conversation. For maybe top 10 hardest start positions, maybe top 5. It's really hard. And I played a lot of Skaven, so if you're newer to Skaven, I recommend checking out my Ikit Claw campaign. I think Ikit's probably the easier of the Skaven, although none of the Skaven are super easy, I don't think. But you've got the Ikit Claw campaign, and then I think the Assassin Guy campaign is pretty hard but manageable as well. And I don't remember much about Mulder, but I think he was manageable also. Tretch in the top, I think, is kind of hard as well. But anyways, we're doing Skrolk, so let's get in here. So the first thing you'll notice when you start this is these 3 properties are actually abandoned. So your army's gonna take a lot of attrition to build those up. You are at war with Itza. You have no choice at the beginning, which starts right here, and again is one of the most powerful factions on the map in the early game. And then you have the Dark Elves, which are also one of the most powerful factions in the map in the early game. This guy, both of these in particular, because they specialize in the infantry. That's really good in the early game. But okay, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and just move him up here. The other option would be to move him over here and to start just antagonizing these guys, but I think I want to try to just hope that Itza doesn't come for me early, because usually they get into a couple of other wars as well. Okay, so I just want to keep an eye on what's going on over here. They also are near a Black Arc, which gives them a lot of just free spells, basically, like 9 free casts of this AoE damage. Which is problematic. But okay, let's go ahead and... I think it's 25 to raid. It's 50 to raid, okay. Pretty sure we can get there with that amount left. We should be able to get it next turn. The reason I'm raiding, I'm not going to get any gold, but I will get 3 food off of it. You get a little bit of experience too. And then the number one thing that we want to get here, there are several options you can go for. So these are armor piercing, but they're not that great. I'm kind of wondering if I should go for something like Packmaster. I haven't tried that yet. He does have replenished troops, because like it's just so hard to kill their lords early game. So your options, you can go for assassins. If you buy one of these buildings, you get 2 assassins. The knight, the runners aren't that good against Saurus. These guys, you do get clan rats with shields, which are a lot better than normal clan rats. So 1824 on the spears here, 1828. It's not like, I guess not a ton better, but they do have shields. They're okay. I mean, the big draw here would be you could get 2 chieftains, which are basically like extra lords. I mean, they're pretty good at fighting. So that could help out with the lord situation. You can get a weapons dump and get warp fire throwers, which are very, very good, but you have to protect those. Obviously, they're not going to be good in melee. But if you can protect them, they do a lot of damage. And these are very expensive, but it would give you access to rat ogres, which can be good against Saurus if you charge them in the back. They don't have a lot of armor, but they do quite a bit of piercing damage. They are frenzied, and they have a pretty good charge bonus. So their staying power in combat is not phenomenal at 24, 26, but they are relatively cheap. And you do get access to a Packmaster. Now, I don't remember if this guy's a good fighter or not. Usually I only get him with Molder. Unit is a Clan Molder monster. Okay, so he does give regeneration, it looks like, and I think the Shock Caller is good for fighting. So I don't know, maybe I could try Clan Molder. Obviously, who you're designed to try to work with Skrolk are the Plague Monks, which you do get several buffs for them, and they are 50% off upkeep, so they really push you to get these guys. They are just a little bit weaker. I mean, they have like 43 melee attack when you include the frenzy. They don't have any armor, but they do have some physical resist. And they do quite a bit of damage, right? They do like probably... So they have like 43 melee attack and somewhere between 40 and 45 weapon damage. So it's pretty good, and they do attack quickly. I still think the Saurus beat them in sort of a one-on-one scenario. They just have too much armor and just do too much damage. But you also want the Plague Claw catapults. They're good early. These could be pretty good if we can get the guys to just stand still long enough. These are nice because you can sort of reposition them and fire once the melee lines are established. You can just lob over the top of the melee lines, which is pretty good. Which obviously with the catapults, it's harder to get those kind of hits. You'll be hitting a lot of your own people. And the rattling guns are really good if you can, you know, just up front shoot into them, but also just run around to their flank and shoot them in the back. That'll melt people super fast. So those can be quite good. Is that literally a 2 charge bonus? I never noticed that before. That's hilarious. So you do have several options. Storm Vermin are okay. They are expensive, but 38, 36, and then 90 armor can definitely hold the line. So you do have several options here. But number one, we want to go with Rattling Warrens. And I think we're just going to hope. So we're going to sell this. And then we're going to go for the Rattling Warrens. Number 1, it's growth, because we want to get to tier 3 ASAP. But number 2, it unlocks one of the best technology trees in the early game, which is going to give us recruitment rank for clan rats, scavenging 10 armor for clan rats, and strength in numbers, which is expendable for clan rats, because we're almost certainly going to need multiple armies, and our primary guy is going to get the plague monks, but everyone else is going to be getting a lot of clan rats for a lot of the campaign. So that's really where we want to be. And these are pretty fast technologies, I think. I've tried a route where you just rush the distilled poison stuff, but this takes a lot longer for some reason. This is like 8 turns on Fight Dirty, I believe. And I think this is closer to like 5 turns for each one of these, like 5, 6, 7 type of stuff. And you want to get 3 technologies ASAP, because that allows you to get the Scheme of Doom, which is going to let you establish a free Undercity somewhere, and that'll let us build out this really important Plague unit, which I'll talk about once we get there. But you need those Undercities cranking those Plague units ASAP, because your armies are really strong if you get the Plague with them, but if you don't have the Plague, especially in the early game, you're going to have a really hard time. Okay. Then I don't think I can do any diplomacy with anyone. The Awakened is kind of chill with us. I mean, they're not at war with anyone yet. I kind of just don't even want to mess. Like, I'm just hoping that people just leave us alone for the first little bit. So it does require, I don't know, the way that I'm trying it, it's a little bit of luck. Okay, so they sacked Marks of the Old Ones here. If the Skaven don't reinforce that, I might go take that. For some reason, the Dark Elves never take this, so I'm not sure exactly what's up with that. Maybe it's orange territory or something. Okay, they're building up another army there, though. So they have a lot of different properties to start with. I think they have 1 here and like 2 over here. This faction. So sometimes they try to reinforce this stuff, and sometimes they reinforce this stuff. Okay, so they went for Oxaloader over there. So we're just gonna have to occupy this. Now, I have to decide if I want to upgrade this or not. It's going to take 3 turns there, and that takes... does the upgrade give extra growth? It does. It gives 12 growth, so I would get 12... 32 growth off of that. It would take 3 turns to get to that. So that's 32 extra per turn. Right now it's just 10. Because I need to get to 2 on this. So I think we don't upgrade it. We just get this, which is going to give us another 13 growth. I don't think this is worth upgrading for 10 growth. It does give 40 more gold per turn. It does give us a little bit more replenishment, but I don't think it's worth it right now. So when we get these, that'll be 13. That'll be 10. So 23 more. So this should take it down to like 6 turns or something for growth. And I think that's about all we're going to be able to hope for. Okay, so we're going to do Ferocious Plans. Okay, yeah, see, these are way cheaper. This is 4 per turn. And this is 6, so it's pretty close to what I predicted. And that's where we want to be. Okay. And then over here... we're just trying to spam stuff on them. If it works or doesn't work, whatever. We're just trying to level up a little bit. It is kind of an expensive way to do it, but we need to get at least to where we can summon the rats in combat. Do we want to recruit anything? I mean, we could just sit on like stacks of Skaven slaves to maybe try to deter aggression, but that's really good. Cult of Sotek might actually be able to keep Itza busy for a little bit. A lot of people don't like Itza. Okay, so they're going up north. So that's just so weird why they would not take this or raise it or something. But well, failed twice, but again, the outcome doesn't matter there as much as just getting Pestilent Breath and then getting to Vermintide. That's what's really going to matter in the early game. Right, and then I think we just... we could try to mount an offensive towards these guys, potentially, at some point. Okay, now we're getting some money, too. We got our port going, 150, and we got this thing for 450. I kind of want to get rid of the Rat Ogre, but you don't want to get rid of too much of your army because they will see that you're weak and they could increase the chance they go after you. Okay, they're just all randomly running home. So this starts off a little slow with fingers crossed because we cannot beat those lizardmen without tier 3 stuff, I don't think. Okay. Just praying Itza doesn't come for us for a little bit. How many more turns? 6 turns. Okay. I mean, I guess there is an argument for loading up on slaves. I mean, you can get a discount on slaves here, too, if you want to, which isn't, like, a huge deal. We can't get clan rats right now. I would like to get the marks of the old ones, but let's keep going. Let's keep what we have here. They increased the amount of growth it takes as well to get to like tier 3 and then tier 4 and tier 5, so it's a lot slower than it used to be. Which is probably a good thing. I think 4 and 5 is takes a crazy amount of time. Used to be able to get to tier 5 with a lot of factions by like turn 70 or something, and now it feels like in a lot of circumstances it's going to take much longer. I mean, these guys they're not at war with us yet, but we're obviously not making friends spamming this on them. Again, it doesn't matter if we fail, we're just trying to get experience. Don't do it. Okay. I thought he was going to go to war with us. Oh, he's thinking about it, though. He's going to start raiding us. Well, like I said, you just kind of got to cross your fingers and pray a little bit with this strategy. And the other thing is you could just go for like a ton of clan rats early. Just try to get 2 armies full of clan rats. And those other early units I was talking about. But the issue there is like on Legendary, having multiple armies is just so expensive. And we'll have to do it eventually. But like those tier 3 buildings aren't cheap either, right? Most of them. Some of them are. Like, we get a discount on this, or it's only 2,000, but that's 5,000 for that building. I mean, if I wanted these two combined, that's 7,000. If I want the weapons dump, or the weapons burrow here, you know, that's 5,000. So it ain't cheap getting these upgraded buildings. I mean, how mad are they at us? Not feeling good about it.
Admiral of Cars, you have my attention. The question is...
Okay, it lowers the cost quite a bit and the cooldown, which is nice. Okay, we're trying to look to see if this gets occupied too. Obviously, if they occupy it, they're coming for us, but they could also just run straight past it. Oops. Okay, getting driven by hunger. You definitely want that expendable trait, because then that way, if different clan rats run or break, you know, or just whatever, it doesn't affect nearby units. Because usually if a unit breaks, then it causes huge leadership penalties to other units, but if a unit is classed as expendable, it does not cause that, because they're just expected to die. So Skaven slaves have that naturally, but you can give it to clan rats, and clan rats are like way better than Skaven slaves, like way better. So I know there are some other content creators that, you know, don't like ever getting clan rats, from what I remember. They always advocate that you get slaves, but the clan rats are just, they're so much better. Like, I mean, it's like 6 and 7. Now these are slingers, but even like the melee ones, right? If we look at like these spears, are 916. Yeah, they're only 44 gold, but 916. These are only 81, so they're twice the cost, but it's really just 40 extra gold for a unit that is like almost twice as effective, right? This has 25 armor, 18 melee attack, 24 defense, so they're just gonna last way longer. 9600 health. Like, these have 0 armor, 35 leadership. I mean, they're running like instantly. Basically, they just get completely annihilated, which, again, that's fine if that happens sometimes, but if you can get the spears for just a little bit more most of the time, especially on legendary, like if you want to make 5 armies of Skaven slaves on normal difficulty where there's no penalty for having extra armies, okay, like I could see the logic behind that, but on legendary, especially early game, you really only want, you know, 2 armies max. Okay. 3 more turns. They're raiding us, but they're not killing us yet. Never had that dude go to war with me before. Okay. Now, yeah, Plague Rash is huge too. We need to get Plague Rash. There we go. Now we might be able to chill on this, cost-wise. Plague Rash, basically, whenever you cast a spell, it takes away some of the vigor and the speed of the enemy. So you can, like, summon some of these clan rats just to kind of tie them up, run around, distract them a little bit. And it's going to slow down their movement speed and take away some of their vigor for a little bit, so... pretty good. Alright, couple more turns. Just gotta play Survivor here. Keep chilling. Wow, the rating is 3. Oh, my corruption's going down, yeah. So as Skaven, whenever you have a clean property, you get bonuses to public order. But that's another thing about Skrolk, is he makes everything really dirty. Oh, they did take marks of the old ones. Okay. They finally decided to take it. It looks like they have eyes on us, which is, again, not phenomenal. If they take Mangrove Coast, if I can just get, like, some catapults, I might be able to beat them. Where are those Bray herds? Okay, nice. Maybe that keeps them busy up there. I guess, you know, I could have been sitting over here, like, raiding this. No, I can't raid my own property. I guess I could have raided this, maybe. And then I could have at least been getting food. But me standing in the town also does give some public order, 4, which does equal growth, because if your growth goes to negative 25, I think you lose like 25 growth. So it's a trade-off. We're going to need the public order for sure. And then, well, I mean, we kind of need ambush. Like, we're going to have ambushes, I think, to win some of these fights. Although, I don't know. Like, if you have a lot of artillery, like if you have 4 plague claw catapults, which we're going to try to go for, you know, you can force them to come to you anyways, and the ambush doesn't matter as much. Like, it's good, but... ammo and reload time. Ancient Cunning is obviously really good later on, but I still think we're going to have that leadership, or we're just never going to get anywhere. Possibly Blastmaster, I'm not sure. Alright, we got one more turn. Alright, let's waddle on down here. Now, what all do they have? I don't have a ton over there yet. See, these are really difficult to deal with. That 80 armor is just nasty. Oof, that's pretty serious army there, though. Alright. So definitely a lot slower of a start than I like with most campaigns. Ooh, I don't like that. It's one less enemy they're fighting. Okay. Alright, so now we have to decide. We just do not have a lot of buildings here, so we have to choose really what we need. It's so hard to get rid of this building. I think we're going to have to, though, for short term. I mean, we are going to get one extra slot. I feel like I need the weapons teams. I mean, are the Warpfire Throwers good enough with the Poison Wind Globadiers? Do quite a bit. It's easier to position the Globadiers than it is the Warpfire Throwers, though. Because they have to position into a flank a lot of times to get a shot down the back. And it's a lot more likely you're going to hit your own units versus the Globadiers and the Rattling Guns. These have much longer range. And then these can fire over the top. Okay. Oh, the mortars and the Giselles. Really love to have those. Alright, well. It is what it is. Alright, we're gonna put these in here, I guess. I mean, our food situation's pretty good. I guess we just sit here with the public order. See, oh, it's negative 10 growth, not negative 25 to start with. Okay. Alright, I guess we're just chilling. We really want to get that right that fires the plague up as well. Now, presumably those purple dudes could be running at us too from like way over here, but They don't have, like, the dwarves own these mountains, and they don't have any, like, underway access, so I think they have to run, like, all the way around. But you don't know. Sometimes factions do that. Sometimes they literally will just go completely out of their way to come get you. Okay, one more tech, and then we get the right, which is nice. I might want to just go ahead and grab a couple of assassins. That takes 2 turns, though. So I would get the assassins, hire them, delete this building, but it would put me behind by a turn if I want to do that. This would allow me to go ahead and hire a couple of, at least one warp fire thrower, I think. So I think we're going to need these weapons teams. So we're going to have weapons teams. We're going to have Pox Cauldron for our melee, I believe. And then we're going to have this engineering building. So, yeah, we're going to have to get rid of this, as much as I hate to do it. It's such a good building, but we'll get it back. Okay. We can maybe do it without the weapons dump, but without the weapons teams, but the catapults just don't get it done, obviously, when they get close to you. Okay, the high elves are stepping up. Now we have to choose where are we going to put this plague. Got the clan rats, public order, scryer, looting, sacking, more sleeves, blessing. Okay. 10% casualty replenishment. Okay. We need one more for evasion. I think that's 22 seconds for 4. This costs 10. 16 upgraded. Okay, I guess we just go with this. Okay, do these dudes don't normally cause poison, do they? It feels like they should, but I don't think they do. No. They should, but they don't. Okay. Almost done. Okay, so they're leaving me alone now. Still powering up. Then we want to do Scheme of Doom. And we get an error. Okay, cool. There's an update in the middle of the game? Dude, it better it save that. On Legendary, it does save, like, at the beginning of every turn. I've never had an error on activating a right before. Okay, let's see what we get. It saves after battles. On Legendary, it automatically saves after battles and after every turn. You cannot manually save it, so you cannot go back to previous saves. You can't just say, oh, is this battle, you know, am I going to win this or not? Let me just try it out, right? Like, you have to deal with the consequences, which I think is cool. I like that on Legendary, but that's another thing a lot of people don't talk about very much that makes Legendary harder. Not only does the enemy, like, have a bunch, like, just better stuff, like, they have better stats, they recruit faster, they have, like, basically infinite money, all that kind of stuff, but they take away some of these amenities that I forget even exists sometimes in lower difficulties, right? Like you can pause the game during combat, I think on lower difficulties, and kind of think about what you need to do. I think you can even issue commands while it's paused. I'm not 100% about that. Then you can, you know, save it before you go do something. You don't have as big of a penalty, if any, on having multiple armies, the supply line penalty. Okay. So yeah, saved at the beginning of the turn. So we didn't miss... Yeah, Scheme of Doom, we just have to activate it. Okay, so just some kind of funky thing going on there. Not a huge deal. Minor annoyance. So we could go put this under, like, the elf town. But it's really not about the money with Skrolk. It's much more so about the plague. Like, protecting your plague units. Or, like, there's this very specific plague building. Oh, Lord. Okay. Seriously? Dude. Oh, my God. Okay, so he's gonna move on us, like, right before we can hire our major stuff, is what it looks like. And of course he's gonna have, like, he's got Pterodon Riders too, but he's gonna have, like, a 20 stack of this garbage. I don't think there's any way he's never gonna go for peace with us, with our army, like, as weak as it is. And our garrison is just horrible right now. Well, I guess... I guess we'll try for that. God, if they just gave us, like, 3 more turns. Okay, we're gonna hopefully be able to get a warp fire thrower. I mean, if... Okay, so I was about to say, if they occupy that, they might sit there for a couple of turns and try to replenish. It's possible. Three turns on that, and it takes 1 turn per to hire, and it takes 2 turns to hire Plague Claws. I mean, we gotta... I mean, maybe they don't come for us. Maybe, you know... Okay. Okay, so it comes with a lab, which gives us 1 extra Warlock Engineer. So the special building is this thing, but it has 80 discoverability and costs 5 food per turn. But then once you complete it, it's just 1 food per turn. Discoverability 100 and adds 20 extra corruption in adjacent provinces, but the corruption doesn't cause attrition, which is annoying. It does cause public order problems, I believe, but the AI doesn't care about that. It will give me extra menace from below for free, which I guess is cool, but so it basically costs 25 food to get the Grand Plague Cauldron. But we need deeper tunnels so that it's not discovered, like, instantly. So we're going to have to wait on deeper tunnels. Then we can build the other thing out. And then we're going to have to... Go outside of the town here
Bring decay.
and try to recruit. I mean, we're just gonna have to hire 4 of these. I mean, it's like the only way. If they come at us like next turn. These, I mean, these do have some armor. We could put them in the middle. They do some damage. I mean, they're just gonna get shattered, like, in combat. Like, they only have 4,000 health. They have, like, no melee attack. I think if we just get, like, miracle flanks with the warp fire throwers, maybe we could hire another lord. Just so at least we have someone else in combat.
Master engineer. Warlock, master of Scrya.
And just so we have someone else who can fight. I mean, he's got armor. I forgot they have anti-infantry. I thought they had anti-large. That's kind of cool. Yeah, see, these types of lords are actually a little bit better. They're still not, like, amazing for lords, but they can fight, right? When you look at Skrolk, it's, like, a joke. It's, like, 30 armor. I mean, he does have the Discourage, or the Contamination, which is cool, but I feel like he should at least have an aura of Plague or something that, like, lowers their melee defense or melee attack or, like, does damage over time. Something like that. But anyways, it is what it is. Alright, let's cross our fingers and hope they don't just beeline straight for us. Of course they're beelining. Of course they are. Okay, so dwarves are fighting everybody over there.
Warlock ready. Machines and then sorceries.
I can't even afford all these, hardly. I mean, I'm gonna be broke if I do. That's 4 turns. I think we gotta go with these. We do get half off the Plague Claws. I mean, maybe just Warp Fire Throwers and Plague Claws are enough. And I guess I can get rid of this and just build the other thing back. It's pretty cheap. It's only 500 something. Yeah, so we're just not going to be able to afford much more than that. And we're going to need a little bit more money here. Okay, I'll get some in just a second. I mean, you know what? Let's... Well, we do need... Do I go for a 5th Warp Fire Thrower? That seems greedy, but, like, that's all I can buy right now. I guess. And then we just spread them out and hope they don't kill all of them immediately. Alright. 10 turns. Oh, we have 1 already. Okay. Alright, let's see if they'll... The elves seem occupied, so if we can, like, win this fight right here, I think we'll be in good shape. It's just this fight's going to be incredibly difficult to win. This is almost certainly all Saurus. Now, they did take a lot of attrition to occupy that. Okay, so they're going to siege us, which should not stop us from recruiting here, I don't think. Okay. Pterodon riders are definitely annoying. I mean, our slingers might actually be able to deal with those. Okay, we did get to recruit. We didn't get the warp fire thrower because it cut off the one building we could get, but we did get to hire the other Skaven slaves because this town can hire Skaven slaves. Or Mangrove Coast can hire slaves, so. Alright, well, let's see what we got here. There's a chance we could get an ambush on him. I don't know if you could be ambushed while sieging anymore. We're gonna try, though. No, I don't think it does let you do that. Ooh, man, I would love to just auto-resolve this. But I feel like it would be cheating. 5 leadership. 5 leadership is a very big deal with all of these like low leadership units, all these Skaven slaves. Is 5 leadership worth having 5 more menace from below? These are gonna run like instantly. I think you get like -8 leadership on legendary. I don't remember if they took that off or not, but I know they get a bonus to leadership. I don't even know if these do that much. I mean, we're gonna do it. We're just gonna max out the credit card and we're just gonna pray. I mean, it's gonna come down to these warp fire throwers. Pretty much, like, we have to gum up the line. Now, the fact they have those flyers is annoying, but we do have some slingers, maybe. But we have to spread out these warp fire throwers. And this map is so goofy, too. Like, if we could hold them at the bridge, that would be phenomenal. But, because then I could just warp fire, like, into the bridge. But just the way that these reinforcements come in, typically is pretty bad. Oh, that's interesting. They're all coming in from this side. Oh, and some of them are positioned in the very far back. Okay. Maybe. This is a lot better. Typically, the reinforcements, when I've practiced this, come in from, like, over here, which is horrible. And now they're coming in from over here, which is still not amazing. But it's possible we could at least get them in this choke. A bunch of their flyers over here. Yeah, if we could just get them in chokes where they don't get a full like surround on us, then we might be able to get some warp fire stuff going on. Obviously, if we could hold them at the bridge, that'd be amazing, and just like fire the warp fire like, you know, right through here. Like the line of sight's kind of iffy. But anyways, if we can hold them all to that side, I think that would be great. It's kind of weird because we also need to be able to kind of flank with the warp fire throwers so we don't burn our own units up. It's very difficult to position flamethrower units, but they're really strong if you can get it right. Group on the slingers. I haven't tried them when they had the birds before, so we'll have to see how this goes. I think the birds might be better for us than Morsaurus. I might be wrong with that, but close are we? Okay. And a little bit of range. Are they waiting for all of them to get into position? Yes! Keep waiting, keep waiting. Oh, come on, baby. Just sit there and wait. Wait, wait, wait. Let me hold this bridge. What? They can go around? Can they ford the river? I thought it just looked like there was an arrow coming in from that way. Must have been a glitch. God, are they going to let me actually get control of this bridge? Holy crap. Maybe we can do it. Oh, they're all lining up on this bridge. They're not even taking that one. Oh. Okay, well, if we can ever win this fight, this is going to be the situation. Wow. Usually they just run across that bridge immediately. I think it's because reinforcements came from this side. It sort of threw them off a little bit. Gonna be delicious. Boys, please just fire. Don't troll me. Wow, dude, I don't know why they're letting me just free fire on this. Jeez, that's really not doing that much damage, though. Alright, time to back it up, boys. Okay. Gosh, these guys just could not get out, I guess. I don't... What are y'all firing on? Like, stop firing on the birds and fire on these. God, I really wish I had, like, some higher level magic here. Stop firing on birds. Fire into the Saurus. What are you doing? Why are they... I mean, are they hacking me? Like, why are we firing on birds? I'm so confused. Alright, maybe we can flank around and... I swear to God, if they don't stop firing on these, like, fire on these. Is it just like a line of sight? They just cannot see anything? Why does this have all of its ammo? What is happening? Dude, this was like the perfect setup, and I'm getting trolled so hard by like line of sight. They're just literally standing behind this statue or some shit. Can we fire in here yet? Why? Oh, they're firing on the birds! I swear to God, dude! Why won't they fire on the units I'm telling them to fire on? Dude, is this just an elaborate troll? God, these tier 1 Saurus are like beating up my rat ogres. Or tier 2, I guess. Oh, now y'all figured out how to use these? They figured out they have flamethrowers. Nice, they're all running. Oh, we won, even through all the trolling. Alright, let's go. No mercy. Alright, we have to kill them all. I don't even care if it burns all my own units. Dude, that was like some severe line of sight trollery. I know like the flamethrowers have a hard time shooting over like certain units and stuff, but I don't know. I wish they would just burn my own units. Like that's what I'm asking them to do. Like it's Skaven, those are Skaven slaves. They're literally bred to die. Like, I know it's a harsh reality, but that's that's how it is with Skaven, man. That's how it should be, at least. Should not be afraid of flamethrowing their own units. Maybe a little, you know, if they want a dialogue box to pop up, maybe a choice down here, are you okay with friendly fire? Ask. But otherwise, yes. Burn the hell out of them. Like, they're all gonna die anyways. So just the fact that they like refuse to fire at all because it's friendly fire, or whatever the problem is, I don't know. I don't like it. I think you should have an option of friendly fire that happened all the time historically, and like I said, 100% that would happen with Skaven. 100%. They're killing their own units. If it's giving them a big advantage. Alright, so they're going to retreat, so we have to kill as many as possible because we're not going to get the garrison here to help us out. Guys, please, they're in range. Just fire on them, man. There we go. Thank you. Okay, well, we got a really good position. It was kind of troll. It was looking kind of bleak, but we still had a lot of units. That's fine, yeah, fire in the Skrolk. I mean, I think it... I mean, it's hard to say that, like, warp fire wouldn't hurt some people, but I think with the Skrolk, it'd be pretty cool if you fired plague stuff more into the enemy and it didn't affect your own units, or maybe it even empowered your own units if you had some sort of plague. I think that'd be cool. Like Plague Claw catapults or something. You know, like buffed your own units if it hit them. Or at minimum didn't hurt them. Or maybe like doesn't hurt the plague monks themselves. There you go. Yeah, see, look. You're firing right into him, no problem. He got all nicked. Worth. Yeah, at the very end, when they finally broke through my line, and we just got 3 or 4 of the flamethrowers just all fired into him at once from all angles, that pretty much did it. And I think it causes damage to leadership, too, yeah. 8 damage to leadership. We finally got him. Yeah, it was spooky. Alright. Well, we might just survive this campaign. We'll see. Okay, so usually I like to keep these within 45 minutes to an hour per episode. So let's see if we can get just a couple more. I think they're going to get out. Oh. Just give me just 1 or 2 more hits. Come on. Every model counts. Okay. Jeez, if this Plague Claw would have been firing the whole time, it would have been a massacre, but it got blocked, I guess, line of sight, and I didn't even notice it was blocked line of sight because that stupid, like, statue or something. Like, that's just such a horrible map for Skaven. It's like all these trees. I mean, the bridge, we did manage to get the bridge, but it's like all those trees, it's just terrible terrain, like, Skaven are one of the more powerful artillery weapons teams, you know, that type of stuff, factions in the game, and they really need it because their infantry is garbage for the most part. So you either need swarming numbers, which you can't really do on Legendary very easily, especially early game, which that is Skaven-like, but just doesn't fit into the balanced paradigm of, you know, Total War as it's currently configured. Or you have to really make great use of weapons teams. And obviously that type of terrain is not good for it. Okay. So money or 2 food per turn. Oh, we only gain the leadership per turn, so it's 2 food period. Leadership. Okay. Can't believe the Saurus just like straight up there, like 50% health, and my Rat Ogres charged him. And they weren't even spears, just normal Saurus, and they still almost beat the Rat Ogres. It's pretty gross. Okay.
I have no use
Leadership against dwarves. Oh, I guess we stole that from them.
Master engineer.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we almost got everything. Yeah, we should be able to clean them up then.
Lord Skrolk.
Oh, yeah, he can do it. Okay, so that's where we'll start off next time. We will finish off this army, and if we can hold, we should be in a pretty good position, I think. I don't know if we're going to be able to go kill the rest of Oxel or Ixel before they have another army. They probably already have another army. But if we can just fend off this wave... Yeah, they have another 20 stacks sitting somewhere. Or at least they're building up one. But if we can fend off that wave, get some catapults, you know, just get established over here. And these guys are kind of far away from home, too. Like, we might be able to clean these guys up and finish this province. What's up, Roy?
I want to play with the monkeys in my room with my dog.
Okay. Okay, but that's going to be it for this episode. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. This is a pretty good start, one of the better starts I've had, so hopefully we can convert this one. And yeah, like I said, just those warp fire throwers and the cannon really, or the plague claw came up big. It was really them giving us that bridge. I guess because they were scared of those reinforcements, even with all of the line of sight trollery, they just did not let them get the full surround, because if they just like surround us with all that melee, it's just almost impossible to win. So we were able to limit the surface area, and just all the random slingers too. Like, they didn't get a ton of kills, but they were clocking in some damage, just chipping away at them slowly. And then we had the slingers from the town too. Yeah, these 3 Skaven slingers and the Night Runners definitely put in some work. So, anyways, that's going to be it. Have a good day. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Special thanks to Black Falcon for sponsoring this. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just $3 an episode, minimum 10 episodes. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day.